Ugh, I hate being a professional. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Phil Shocker, the nicest Chad Joke here with our PEBA off-season draft analysis. If you guys are excited, leave a like if you haven't below. Subscribe if you are new. Join the Phil Shocker crew today because you'll be feeling with the king of the crew. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get into this draft analysis here. So, first off, I want to give a massive shout out to Aquarius. And for anyone that asks me, why am I saying it like that? Well, if you guys don't know, Aquarius is actually a Pokemon YouTuber as well, like we are. But she does a lot of draft league content like we do as well. She's been winning multiple championships. She wins pretty much dominantly in her games, being, I think the lowest she's ever won is 1 or 2-0. And then she wins usually about 4, 5, or 6-0 at times. She is an extremely talented and very hard opponent to play. And sadly, we don't get the chance to face her this season. But she invited us to her server, and we have taken the opportunity. She actually is hosting a GMAX off-season league this time. And we decided to step in, and she actually had 8 spots filled out, but she kept 2 opened up for me and someone else to join. So I give a massive shout out to Aquarius. Definitely go check out her YouTube channel. It is It is just straight up Aquarius. So look it up. Look up her UBL or EWT runs and stuff like that. She's currently taking a break from Draft League format because of her job right now, and definitely good thing for her to be focusing on IRL stuff. But it looks like she's got enough time to do some draft leagues, which is really cool. But anyways, enough giving all the praise to Aquarius, even though she did deserve it. But we're gonna go into this season. So we had, well, it was 10 coaches. We unfortunately had the 8th pick, which a lot of people think would not be that bad. I didn't get a lot of things I really wanted. I was looking at a couple of things that I would want, and I was kind of looking for this draft to be new slash old slash never tried at all. Let's try them for the first time. So, yeah. But, anyways, looking at our team this season, I think is really good. Again, with 8th pick, G-Maxes, which, by the way, G-Maxes must hold a Pokeball in every single game we have. So that's going to be a big major importance there. We draft a total of 10 Mons, and believe it or not, this was the tier format. It would be a G-Max, which either takes away points or gives you points. You would have then 2 tier 1s to grab, 2 tier 2s to grab, 1 tier 3, and 1 tier 4 with 3 free picks for 280 points. However, if you wanted to, there's an S tier, which would take away 200 of your free points, leaving you to go to tier 5, which tier 5 was only used as a free point system. So, and there was only like 5, 6 Pokemon there. There was like Landorus Incarnate, which I think was allowed to be Sheer Force, I'm guessing. Cinderace. No, I don't think Cinderace is there. Blaziken, Dragapult, Urshifu Single Strike, Kyurem Black. Actually, I think I might have been 5. Yeah, I think it might only been 5. So, if you grab that, those went to immediately your free points, and basically you were screwed from there, and you have to grab the best lower tier picks that you can possibly get. So, definitely something to note there. We kind of didn't go that route, and even though I really could have gone, because Dragapult was still sitting there like round 3 or 4, so I was thinking about grabbing it, but we grabbed what I grabbed. But anyways, so we had 8th pick overall. I was looking at the tiers. G-Max Blastoise, which allowed Shell Smash. I am very scared and terrified. I really hope I don't face G-Max Blastoise this season. But, I wanted things like G-Max Grimmsnarl, G-Max Lapras potentially as well. But Grimmsnarl got taken first overall, so I got sniped on that. I was really looking at everything else, and I was thinking to myself, okay, I gotta get some things that are good. I have to get some things that are gonna benefit my team and help my team in any way I can possibly think of. And then it kind of hit me for what I wanted. I wanted to get a Pokemon that maybe I didn't use, but a Pokemon that gets a good move that actually can kind of benefit my team a little bit. So, with my very first pick, I actually went for my G-Max and got G-Max Inteleon GoldenEye 007 himself. It has been a very, 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 very long time. I have not used Inteleon since APA Indigo Season 4, when the first real Gen 8 league for APA started, right when Gen 8 kind of started competitively, and Inteleon was fun. It probably wasn't the best or the greatest Pokemon out there, but I'm willing to give Inteleon a go around. But this time with its Gmax form. What's really really cool about Inteleon's Gmax move, you may ask, is that its Gmax move ignores abilities. So basically, it's like a mold breaker. So that means anyone that's Storm Drain or Water Absorb, I can hit. Any mons that I guess that's really the only thing that's really good at hitting. But anyways, basically, I can ignore abilities that are kind of a hindrance or a bother or anything like that, which is really really cool. And I think it's going to be one of the big aspects to why I kind of grabbed Inteleon. I don't know if anyone else is going to grab it, to be honest. So I could have maybe waited a round or two to pick it up, but I decided to just pick it up now. It did cost me any free points, so I was happy with that. Excuse me. So I was thinking to myself, okay, what do I want? And plus, this thing has amazing speed here. And plus, if I was gonna get a G-Max that was not gonna take good advantage of the Pokeball rule and stuff, I had to get a Pokemon that would do that. And I think honestly, that's what Inteleon does. Inteleon likes to having like the ability to be able to sniper set and everything like that. To be able to fight offensively and stuff like that, but I think just being a breaker for a team can do a lot, and I really think that's what Inteleon can do. So to pair with Inteleon, I really need to get things like Grass Switch-ins, which, I mean, I have coverage in Ice Beam and Air Slash, but I don't really want this to be able to kind of deal with that. And plus, I want to be able to get something that can really be something I haven't tried at all. And, oh, excuse me, get something that I haven't seen used a lot, and I really want. Also, sorry if I keep doing that weird noise. I'm sure there's like hair in my mouth. I'm trying to get it out. I really wanted to get something that was kind of unique, different, and could kind of decently pair well with like GoldenEye here. So with my second pick, I scooped up Salamence. Now Salamence actually helps with my speed tiers here as well, with a base 100 speed tier, which is really really cool. And Salamence, being a Dragon Dance user, is very scary, but what's really cool about Salamence is that it can rock special sets, mixed sets, fully offensive, Choice Scarf, Choice Banded, very much detailed sets. There's things like Moxie Boost, which is really good, Intimidate, which is really good to counter any potential setup variants of Pokemon. I really think there was a lot of potential I saw in Salamence, and oh, excuse me. It's not a bad defensive Pokemon either. It's not the best at what it wants to do, but it's a decently good defensive piece. It's got a default option to our team, which is really good. It's also another mon that can kind of, I guess, in some way, be really good using heavy duty boots if we really needed that to be the case. But I'm really excited for this. I really think we have a good Pokemon here, and I just generally think it can do a lot of work for our team. Excuse me. And for what it does. So with my third and fourth rounds, I was thinking to myself, okay, I need to get stuff to help with ice types. I need stuff to help with, that I can pair off, that can actually team up and take care of fire type. Because I wanted to make sure I got a good steel type. And this was a steel type I've only used one time, and I haven't been getting the chance to try it, because either it gets sniped from me, I don't really have the steel type to use if I already have one, and it's usually a Pokemon that I kind of not lend towards. But we're going to give him another shot, and with our third overall pick, I picked up my boy, Nuts and Bolts are Melmetal. Now, a lot of people have a 50-50 feel about Melmetal, where Melmetal can be broken, or Melmetal is overrated. I've been in the middle of both of those statements being true. Now, if you don't really have a good double iron bass switch in, this thing really is a mad tank, can do a lot of damage on a lot of teams. And some teams have definitely been super creative with Melmetal and know how to work Melmetal effectively well with regards of not being choice banded all the time. But where people say it's overrated is Melmetal is kind of easy to counter. All you literally need is Will-O-Wisp, and it cripples this thing. Unless you have a really good heal battler on the team, or anything like that. And otherwise, Melmetal is kind of just passive, doesn't really do a lot for a team, and it really kind of just does not have that oomph that a lot of people are kind of scared of in terms of dealing with stuff. So, yeah. But I want to give Melmetal another try. I think this was a good league to try, especially when the league is only 5 weeks long. So basically, any teams 2 and 3 have a small chance to make the playoffs. So any team that goes 4-0, 4-0 in the loss category, basically are screwed out of luck. Any team that goes 3-2 pretty much clinches. So the season's not stressed on making sure you win every single game. So big strides there for us. But Melmetal, I really like it. It's a good steel type, and I think was a really good start on the fantasy core and also with our watercress coursing. Though looking to pair with that, Melmetal really hates bulky waters, and obviously I got some mons that can handle bulky waters, but don't really the best answers to them. So I thought, you know what, a good pairing with a bulky water type would be a great grass type, and we're gonna switch from fettuccine. I'm kind of tired of doing fettuccine because it doesn't really fit it. I mean, spaghetti fits, but spaghetti, that's an old name. So I want to be more creative. We're going to go with Vines here because, you know, Vines was a good little site for the time before it kind of ended up and died out, unless it's still continuing. But anyways, we go with Vines to Tangrowth here. We have been very weird with Tangrowth. We've been really good at Tangrowth at times, and we just don't know how to use Tangrowth right. This is hopefully going to be the league. I know how to use Tangrowth and figure out if Tangrowth is a mod for me. I do like Tangrowth. Tangrowth is one of my favorite um, 4th gen Pokemon. I was kind of stuttering and trying to think if it was 4th gen or not, but it was. It's one of my favorite 4th gen Pokemon. I think it's one of the coolest design looking Pokemons and really one of the best grass types in the entire format itself. I think Tangrowth was a really good pickup here, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, there was a lot of things I wanted in this league. So, before we get into our next pick and how in the hell I got into this round, let's go over some things here. First off, I wanted Aegislash for this team. I feel like Aegislash plus Salamence and my Inteleon was going to be super sick. Super, super sick. But Jed sniped me on Aegislash. And it might have also been Jed or someone else, but I also wanted Reuniclus. Reuniclus Trick Room with Melmetal. Anyways, I felt that would have been super sick, but those two got sniped up. And plus, those were one Pokemon I wanted to try for the very first time and see if I can get the go rolling with it and see if I liked it. And use a Pokemon I haven't used in such a very long time. But ultimately, we had to go with what we had. So that's what Tangrowth and Melmetal came from. Now, this Pokemon I'm about to tell you. I wanted to use Regieleki so damn bad. I wanted to try Regieleki and just see if the hype of Regieleki is worth it. You know? See if we can make Regieleki work. And there was this Pokemon that was in the 5th round, and I cannot believe it was sitting there still. And this was going to cost me pretty much the most of, if not all, of my points to get it. But I had to get it just because I already had my 2 tier 1s. I started my 2 tier 2s. I had to get it. There was no way I was going to pass it up. It's Zeraora, which I actually did not name for some reason. That's very weird of me. But it's Zeraora. I could not pass up with this thing in the 5th round, guys. I just couldn't. I know you guys are going to kind of sick and tired of me having Zeraora on my teams, but I don't care, man. It works. Zeraora, I love this thing. It's so good. Fast Electric type. Volt Switch Pivoting, which is super, super good for the team. Along with the options to do potentially Baton Pass, U-turns, stuff like that with my team. I think this thing is so great with the moveset coverage from Outrage, Player Off, Fighting coverage, Dark coverage, like grass coverage. Like, this Pokemon is so amazing. I love Zeraora. This thing is so incredibly good. I am so looking forward to using Zeraora again this season, and I'm really excited to hopefully be able to put in a lot more work and maybe try to get a little more creative this time around with Zeraora. So I'm really excited to have this Pokemon, and we're not going to kind of just talk about it so much just because we've already used it so many times. But going to the 6th round, I had to pick up my Fairy type. I think I should have finished out my Fire Water Grass core and start finishing up my Grass Water core as well. And I finished my Fantasy core with Sylveon, and I think this was honestly a steal to get in round 6. Sylveon, I think, is such a really good Fairy type. From what I've used, Sylveon's been okay, but I think this is the season I'm gonna. Because I already looked at my week 1 matchup, and I'm gonna say it right now. We're winning. No, I won't say it right now. But let's just say we know how to bring this offensive Sylvan, especially since it's got base 110 special attack and it's got really good offensive coverage there. I think Sylvan's got really good mods, also good body use Calm Mind, it can be defensive as well. It's got decent coverage for things like Shadow Ball, Mystical Fire as well, but ultimately Fairy Spam is super, super good. Especially for Substitute with Hyper Voice, which is really, really good as well. I think Sylvan's going to be an amazing one. We are going to go back to, I think we're going back to, so I think originally we were streamers, but now I'm going to go back to Ribbons. Because I feel like Ribbons fits more better. Even though streamers, I think, are a little better. I don't know. But Ribbons, Sylveon, I'm really excited to use and really hoping to put a lot of work with it. So going into my next one, I needed to get a fire type, and the best fire type I was seeing for where I had to get my point mode, because I had one more tier. I had to get my 1 tier 3, my 1 tier 4, and then my free pick. So for my tier 4, I went with, honestly, I think a steel in tier 4. If I'm going to be, oh no, tier 3. Into the tier 3 slot. And this was, I think, like semi a steal, semi like not really, but I picked up Incineroar. And speaking of the cat Sneaky, mine's right next to me on my recording. He's just laying down next to me, reaching out his paw, just trying to have his paw lay on me when it's laying on my laptop. He's such a good boy. Anyways, we got Sneaky the Incineroar. I have not used Incineroar in like forever. I haven't really used it. I think I've used it in the league from start to finish, maybe one time. I may have never even finished the league with this thing, so I'm really excited to try Incineroar. Not only did he give me a fire type, he gave me a dark type. It's a really good pivoter with U-turn as well. Fake out priority is also good. Parting shot momentum is also really, really good on this thing. A really good abuser of heavy duty boots, which is also really good. And I just generally think Incineroar is such a really good Pokemon. Fire Dark Stab is very good. It hits about everything and super effective for neutral. There's very limited things that just pretty much just shut this thing down. Even like fighting types, depending on the fighting type, pretty much can get beaten by Incineroar if played around correctly. So, really excited for Incineroar, and I'm hoping to do some good things with it. Going into our next two picks, there's definitely questionable things. I had to get a grounded poison type. I didn't think of any other poison type that was there besides Garbodor, but I'm tired of using trash, so haha, yes, I know. I actually picked up Skuntank, which was another remover for the team, which I desperately needed. Yeah, I do understand that there is a problem with having dual darks, but these darks kind of do different things. They only share one weakness that is the same, and that is ground spam. Like, obviously, both of them don't want to take fairy type hits and bug type hits the best, but they can take them. The difference between Skuntank and Incineroar is Skuntank can actually take fighting type hits, where Incineroar can't. So there's that, and also takes in the rock type moves that Incineroar doesn't want to deal with as well. So I felt like Skuntank wasn't a bad second dark type to wear, especially when they don't share a lot of the same weaknesses except for only really one. But we already have some decent answers to that one weakness, being ground. So I don't know. But I'm really excited to have Skuntank. We used it one time in the one league, G8DL, and we did drop it, but I'm excited to try it and see how well we can work with it. And to pair with that, I've been loving this thing so goddamn much. I had to grab him, and I forgot to nickname him again, because I am good at this. But it is the homie Ghost Freak. I love Dusknoir. This is one of my favorite ghost types to use of all time. I have loved this Pokemon. This Pokemon is so good. I think just from a pure offensive spectrum of a set, this thing just smacks hard. It is so good. I love this Pokemon to death. This thing is super, super, super good, and I'm really excited to have it again. Trick Room aspect, Frisk, which is also a really good ability. Pressure to stall break as well is really good. And I just love Dusknoir, dude. Dusknoir is such a good ghost type, and is probably one of my favorite ghost types of all time. So I'm really looking forward to trying out and see how well we do with it. So, yeah. Going with our last pick, we had to pick up some more hazards, because right now we're not threatening with hazards, and we don't threaten people with their hazards. So, I went with the ultimate pick. That was... Shelmet. We're going to just name this thing Cap, because, you know, it's a nightcap. Aha, get it? Nightcap. I'm funny. Okay, I'm gonna see myself out. But anyways, I actually went with this thing just because, you know, Shell Armor can't be crit, Overcoat, which is also really good. Eviolite, not terrible. This thing does get access to things like Toxic Spikes, which is one thing I really grabbed for it. And it's also access to Spikes, which is also really good for it as well. Just generally, this thing also can be used as a physical annoyance and a special annoyance. This thing with Skitter Smack is really good. This thing just having also Toxic, which is really good. It gets access, I believe it gets access to Recover. Does it? Yes, it does. Get access to Recover as well. So this thing is kind of annoying, but it's actually really good at the same time. So who knows? We're probably never going to bring Shelmet to a game, but if there's a good matchup for stacking and hazards, probably Shelmet's going to come. So who knows? But ultimately, I think this team looks really, really great. I think this team could have used maybe a different poison type potentially, but I think the team otherwise came out looking great. I'm very excited to try this draft. It's definitely a very new draft to me, so really excited to use some new ones, bring back some old favorites, and just try mons in general. So excited, but yeah, that's gonna be it for the draft analysis. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. Join the Pro Shock Recruiter today. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time. Until next time, everybody. Peace.